All right, Buzz babies, we are here at Kansas City Planet Comicon. It's the last day. I'm here with rockstar DC artist Patrick Gleason.
Hey,
oh my goodness, dude, do I love your art so much. I kind of told you this yesterday when I bought the Batman and Robin omnibus, but that run means so much to me. I love Damian Wayne. He is like from Grant Morrison, like made me hate him and then made me fall in love with him, and then they killed him and they brought him back, and it was like I teared up in the comic book shop. I still remember getting that issue of Batman Incorporated, and then when that spawned into the silent issue of Batman and Robin. Dude.
Yes. Yeah.
As a father, like you bring so much to the table, and like in the art and the way these characters like work together. It feels so organic. It feels so intimate. And I think that's, you know, the emotions like ran high. Like, was it hard to write this hard to draw this narrative of like a father losing his son? Like, did it like kind of mess with your head a little bit? Like,
yes.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, when I came on Batman and Robin with Peter Tomasi, who's the writer, and we worked really closely together on story. So we talked about what it was going to be, and when we came on, we knew what Grant was going to do with Damian.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought we had a little bit of time. It ended up being 2 years. But basically, our job was to make people hate Damian a little less, if that was possible, so that when he did die, people cared. But like I said, we had longer than we thought. And so when that happened and we brought him back in issue 18, that silent issue, that was really, it just kind of came together. When I first came on Batman and Robin, one thing Pete always asked me is, what do you want to draw? And then I'd tell him and he'd figure out a story. And but at one point, I said I would love to do a silent Batman issue. And in my mind, I was thinking, you know, this dark, stalking around, ninja, you know, Batman, just action. But when this came up, and Pete and I were talking, like, what are we going to do now that Damian's gone? That's kind of when it hit me, and I said, I think this is it. Because what else can you say? Nothing, really. Yeah. So I said, let's make this our silent issue. Because we didn't know what to say, like everyone. And so he went and he wrote the script, and I added my own little things in the art, obviously. There was no dialogue, but, you know, obviously Pete did a great job with that. I took my own liberties. And yes, and as a father, by the time I got to that last page, so spoilers, if you guys haven't read it, where Bruce is clutching the MD costume of his son and on his knees. A lot of people told me they cried when they read that. Yeah. And for me, I mean, I spent a day and a half drawing that, and I literally teared up drawing it. I'm a father, I have children, and so I felt like it was such a personal story in a lot of ways for Batman, but for everyone. Right? I think we all kind of felt that. And people still come up to me and ask me about it, talk about it, and I just think that's so cool of the fans, and it made an impression. Like, you know, it's kind of mind blowing to me what comics could do, like how much they mean to people, and of course they mean a lot to me. But I just figure I'm the only one.
Yeah. You're like, I don't get why people are into this weird stuff.
Well, no, I'm into this weird stuff. I hope you kind of like it too. And then they're like, yes, we love it. And I'm like, oh, and I don't feel so like, you know, nerdy. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, the work you've done with Tomasi, which also I just want to let you know that now that I have the third omnibus, they all look so good together. Like the Super Sons, the Superman, and now Batman and Robin, like just all.
Yes.
And it weighs like 500 pounds.
Yes. I hope you ate your Wheaties, because they just announced DC that they're putting out a Green Lantern. I beat you to it. I'm sorry. A Green Lantern Corps omnibus. And
it's coming soon.
It's coming soon. I think I can tell you this. It's going to be 2 volumes.
Really?
Because, yeah. So I did like 50 issues, basically, of that series. I had 3 different writers. So it was Dave Gibbons at first, alongside Jeff Johns, obviously. And then Keith Champagne, and then Pete Tomasi. So there's a lot in there. And I know they're going to do some other stuff that Pete had done afterwards. So I hope you, you know, do a little working out if you have to carry that stuff around.
I don't know about the working out. I like to stay squishy, but no, I definitely plan on getting it. I'm really excited for it.
Thanks.
I love your art, man, and And you know, it's crazy to me because I write, right? I was in an MFA program. I did short stories and stuff like that. I write reviews, and I understand how writing mechanics work, right? But art is harder. Like, art is more visceral. It's more emotion. Like, you see it and experience it differently, right? That's why I love comics, because you have the narrator, and you have both in the prose and physically. Like, there's this kind of dual narrator action, like Scott McCloud talks about, right?
Yep.
And you just are so good at manipulating your audience, like with emotions, not in a bad way, right? But just like you really know how to guide people on how to feel, and it's because you have this really natural and organic way to lay out emotion on the page, right? Not everybody can do it, man. Like, they try. Some people are really good at action. Some people are really good at emotion. Sometimes they're okay at each. Like, you are really good at both. When the action hits, it looks beautiful. When the feelings hit, like, you feel it in your guts and in your bones. And that's, and so in Batman and Robin, man, it really took me for a crazy ride. And then when you brought him back, and then when Damian got his new series, and you invented Goliath, right?
I did, yep.
Now, the coolest pet that any teenager can ask for, like, where did that idea come from?
Well, when I was working on Batman and Robin, I knew the series was going to end, and I was thinking about what do I want to do next, and I took a lunch break, and I brought my sketchbook with me, and I just started drawing, and I wasn't even thinking about pitching a new series, and I had this idea of, well, what if Damian Wayne captured and tamed a Man-Bat, basically. And so I started sketching that just for fun, and I started looking at it, and it all just kind of started coming together as this kind of globe-trotting. It didn't feel like it was in Gotham, and I just had a sense of it. And at the time, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I had this idea of like kind of like an Avatar: The Last Airbender kind of, foreign, like, globe-trotting, Indiana Jones, magic and Damian and just cool stuff. And so I pitched it to my editor, Rachel Buckstern, at the time, and she brought it to DC and just said, maybe we could do this. And then Mark Doyle was the editor that took over and really took a chance on me based off of her vouching for me, because I wasn't known as a writer, right? And what you said before about, manipulating audiences, things like that, I think as an artist, you do have to know how to write in a way. And it just kind of comes naturally because you are trying to guide people's feelings. And, when you've had like as great of a support system of like people that you work with as I have, it's a lot easier, and it makes me look good, even though I'm not maybe doing it perfectly. So they just let me do it, and I just kind of ran with it, and I built this little world for him. And I was really interested in Talia al Ghul. I think she's such a great character that maybe had kind of fallen into disrepute, and I wanted to kind of redeem her if I could, and obviously explore that relationship with Damian. And then, of course, Goliath was his pet, and I made a really conscious decision, though, to make sure he was not a Man-Bat, because I didn't want to be saddled with that villainy kind of thing. I wanted this whole story to kind of come from Damian's perspective. So he's a bat dragon, so I know it's a big twist, but he's one of my favorite creations, along with Maya Jacquard, who was Nobody, the second Nobody, and there was a couple of side characters, Ravi, who was kind of Damian's Alfred when he was an Al Ghul minion, and at some point I think it'd be cool to like go back and I had a lot of stories for that, which obviously I was able to bring them into Superman. When I told Pete, hey, I'm going to write some Superman stuff and bring in some my white characters from this other thing, he was cool with it, and we got to do some nice stories. So yeah, I was really happy with that, and the fans just love it, and I've gotten so many like fan stuffed animals they've made of Goliath. Like it's crazy that DC didn't make one yet, so maybe they will. Maybe they won't.
I would die, dude, if I got like an oversized Goliath mount with a Damian figure.
Yeah.
Like I would be fulfilled. I think everything would be okay after that.
It would be great. So someone made me a baby Goliath. So before Baby Yoda, there was Baby Goliath. So if you go check it out, we were there first. So.
Well, Patrick, dude, this was so awesome. Again, I'm such a big fan. The stuff that you and Tomasi have done together is amazing. Yes, I am definitely going to be getting the Green Lantern Corps omnibus. I'm super stoked for that.
Thanks for coming to Kansas City Comic Con, and thanks for listening to Blake's Buzz.